Hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of Drew's Food Reviews. And today I've got another edition of Classic Candy Corner. And I was actually looking in the stores the other day, and I ran across this in, of all places, the Dollar Tree. And this isn't exactly what I remember as being my classic candy, but it's close enough, and it's actually a little bit different version of it. I think the other versions of it that were out there that I seem to remember were bigger, but they were also probably more expensive. And like I said, this was $1. They had a little bit of different things in there, and I don't really remember these particular ones, but you know, this is close enough, and it's going to be the same for the one, just a little bit smaller. And if you're like me, you kind of remember this. Probably, I remember this mostly from when I was real little, like about 6 or 7. And this was something that usually you get it from the ice cream man, or sometimes you get it at, like, we had a store here, I think it was called Thrifty, or one was called TG&Y. And we had another one called Sprouts Rights or Sprouts Reeds or whatever you want to call it. They were kind of in my town. They were kind of like a local kind of grocery store and like kind of a drugstore. And they always had some cool candy there. And this one, it says it's candy jewelry, but what I remember mostly was the candy necklaces. And this is not a necklace, it's a candy bracelet, but it's kind of the same thing. It's a little bit shorter. And in this particular one, they have rings and lipstick. Now, I don't remember the lipstick from when I was little, or the rings, but these are just like little candy pieces. And on this one, they just got the little, oh, here we go. There we go. So here we go. Now, I don't know. If this is a lipstick, I'm not really sure. As you can see that, it doesn't quite look like what I think a lipstick would look like, but then again, I'm a lot older, and I've got kind of a crazy warped mind. And here we go. This is a ring, I guess, for the ring, and this is kind of the main event the reason that I bought it was for this thing. And this is just a smaller version of it. They're the little candy necklaces. Well, in this case, I think it's a candy bracelet because it's shorter. And they've got these little hard, chewy, they're like hard, chalky kind of candies, I guess is what they are. And then they got the string in the middle, and you would put it on. With the necklaces, you put them around your neck, and then you'd eat them, and then you'd use like the string as dental floss. And I don't know, that was just what we did. And with the ring and the lipstick, I don't know what you'd use the lipstick for other than eating it. Don't know that you would do anything with it. And this actually kind of reminds me of this actually here does remind me of the, I think it was called the Fun Mix. And it was that little stick. It was a white stick. It's kind of like a chewy kind of thing. And you'd lick it and you'd dip it into the mixes, and it was like Fun Mix. It was like usually like grape powder and like, I think cherry and like lime maybe. It's like 3 flavors. Basically it was just Jello, like Jello powder, and you'd lick it in there, and then you'd lick the thing, you get it wet, you dip it in the powder, and then you'd lick it off the stick, and keep doing that until the stick got all gummed up and all the powder was everywhere, and it was sticking to your hands, and it was sticking to your face and sticking to everything, and it made a mess, and you had to throw it out. And then if you wanted to, you could eat the stick, but it was pretty hard. I don't know. That was kind of that's kind of what I remember that as, but I'm gonna go ahead and open this one. and just kind of show you guys what the candy necklaces, or this one, candy bracelet. And yeah, so here we go. So if you wanted to have a candy bracelet, I guess you'd give one to your friend and you'd wear the one, and then in the middle you can chew off part of it. And now I don't know about this ring. I think might be a pinky ring for me. I don't know, I got pretty big fingers, so these are mostly for kids with little tiny fingers. So yeah, doesn't even go. And yeah, it's kind of like a sweet tart or some kind of mint. And I'll just go ahead and open this one, just to let you guys see what the yeah, it does look like I guess it looks like a lipstick, sort of, when you look at it this way, but almost looks like a knife to me, or I don't know. I'm trying to keep this one clean, and I'll just go ahead and I'll break it open. Yeah, it's kind of like a sweet tart or a mint, or it was like the Smarties I did the other day, kind of that, along that line. Wow, pretty tough. So, yeah, very tough. I don't think I want to bite that because it's pretty tough, and I don't want to break my teeth. But, yeah, I kind of remember that. And here we go. The little candy necklace. I don't want to bite this off. I'm just going to break it. Okay, I just broke off a little piece. And it's just a little, crunchy little mint. Not even really mint. It's a sweet tart kind of thing. And I think these colors were kind of like, the blue is like blueberry, the yellow was like, I don't know, lemon or banana, or the red one was kind of like strawberry. But yeah. Yeah, it's a lot like the Smarties, yeah, kind of like that flavor. So yeah, I remember these, but most of the time I got these occasionally. And usually what happens is when you put the necklace around your neck and you chew off the pieces, the string would get full of all the little candies, and then they turn all pink and blue, and then they get all sticky on your neck, and you come in and you'd have like blue blotches and red blotches and all these different blotches on your what are you doing? Nothing. Well, you've been wearing your candy necklaces and chewing it and getting all that yellow stuff on it. Yeah, we didn't get it too often. But there was one candy that I kind of remember, and this one I'll never really forget this one, because it was kind of scary. It was a little bit different. And this was many, many years ago, when I was probably, I was probably like about 8 years old, and I was with my parents, and we had rented a camper, and it was like, it was a motorhome, and we had gone somewhere like in the mountains. We went on vacation, and we drove up somewhere in the mountains, and we were in this motorhome, and we stayed at it was like a motorhome park or a campsite or something. And we were sitting there, and we were in the motorhome, and it's like the middle of the day. And I was telling my mom, hey Mom, I see a bear out there. She, no, you don't see a bear. There's no bear there. I'm like, yeah, Mom, there's a bear. There's a bear out there. There's a bear out there in the parking lot. And there was a bear walking around, and I guess he was trying to go through the trash cans. And my mom took a picture, but somewhere along the line, the picture got lost. It was of a bear. And that was back in the day before you had Polaroids, any kind of instant cameras. You had your regular camera, and you took a picture, and you hope it came out, and then you send it to the developers, and hopefully they'd get the picture. And there at one point there was a picture of the bear that my mom had taken, but that was just to prove that there was a bear. And I remember and on that same trip, we were somewhere and we couldn't find a motorhome thing or whatever. And so for whatever reason, my mom we made a tent, and my sister was sleeping in the tent out in the campsite, I guess, wherever it was. And she had pitched her tent, and she was sleeping there, and they had a little locker to keep all your food in to keep the bears away. And I remember my mom said, okay, make sure you put all your food in the locker, and don't take any in your tent, because the bears are going to come around. And if the bears come around and you got food in your tent, they're going to smell it. They're going to get you. They're going to come into your tent. They're going to, they're going to get you. So don't put anything in the tent. Well, my sister, she was, guess she didn't consider this as food, but if you remember, they were the little candy buttons. They were the little paper strips, and they had the little candy buttons, and it was just like little sugar and little drops, and then you peel them off and you eat the little candy. That's kind of like these little things, but they were like candy buttons on there. And my sister was in the tent, and she had a pack of these candy buttons. And then when the next morning she said, well, I had candy buttons in my tent. My mom's like, whoa, you're lucky a bear didn't come and get you. She kind of freaked her out, so she decided she never wanted candy buttons again. So that was one of the things I remember having, and it was a little similar to these, but it was just kind of fun little story about surviving the bear attack, I guess. And the bear, actually that night when she was in her tent, a bear did come through the campgrounds and kind of knocked over a couple trash cans and rattled some things, but it didn't go in her tent. I guess she was lucky in that case. But yeah, after that she didn't have those candy buttons anymore. I don't blame her. I never really cared for those much anymore. And like I said, these little candy necklaces and candy bracelets, they're just little sugar. And I think the Smarties are a little bit better, or Sweet Tarts. They're a fun novelty to play with, and give them to if you've got a little daughter, or some friends or something, or cousins or nieces or whatever, and you could find them, give them to them. It's like a party favor, and they'd probably like it. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to go back and try these again. But like I said, I never really got these that much, but I just happened to see it in the store, and I thought I'd do a little story about them and kind of show it to you guys. And maybe you guys remember if you had candy necklaces before, or anything similar along those lines. So go ahead and let me know in the comments down below if you've tried them or you remember them from when you were a little kid. Also, if you liked the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and the notification bell right over here. And if you have any suggestions or things you'd like me to try, or you want to share some of your memories with me from when you were a little kid, some of your candies that you tried, go ahead and leave them in a comment down below, and I'll read them and I'll get back to you. So, till next time on Drew's Food Reviews, this has been another edition of Classic Candy Corner. I'd like to thank you for stopping by, and till next time, I'll talk to you later.